Should I go to video format? Hey guys, this is Andy with Mindset Matters More. And I guess that's now my official theme song, I guess. No, so I have been dabbling with the idea of if I should go to video format. I'm doing a lot of comparing to other podcasts, the successful ones where everybody's like, on camera, looks great and perfectly coiffed. And, um, I'm thinking, maybe I should do that. And every time I meditate on it, I'm like, ugh, I hate that idea. I absolutely hate that idea. And I fall back into this pattern of when everybody else is doing it, so I need to do it rather than just living my own truth. And so I want to talk about that and the decisions that we make on a day-to-day basis because that's how it's just done. I hate that fucking phrase. That's just how it's done. That is the only way to be successful. You have to do it this way because that's just how the game is played. What a load of fucking shit. What a load of absolute shit. Like, don't get me wrong. Yes, the podcasts that are out there that are highly successful, yes, they have the video. And for some people, that's great, wonderful, love that for them. But there are other amazing podcasts that are out there that do not have video. I mean, mine for one, but I do have a lot of other video podcasts that do not have um video. And to me, like, I just thinking about doing something because other people are doing it makes me feel so constricted. It makes me feel like I'm being putting myself into a box and it doesn't feel authentic. But the part of me that wants to be successful is like, well, you got to do it. You got to reach out there and you got to put on your makeup and you got to do your hair and you got to get dressed. Because, like, right now, I'm like in gym clothes with like a big claw clip. My eye crusty is still happening. Like, I'm not in any way, shape, or form ready to be on camera at all. And I'm okay with that because I have this message that I have to give. And if I give it now, amazing. But I feel like if I had to take the time to do all of that stuff, I'd just be like, the message, I don't want to do that. And it just got me to thinking, how many times do we do that in life? Like that's just how things are. How you dress to work? Oh, that's just how things are. I had a client actually who was like thinking about getting a tattoo, but was thinking, oh, but what if I can't get a job? I mean, it's 2025. Like, I'm sure that a lot of employers would not give a shit that you have a tattoo. But at the same time, there are still some places that they don't want you to have tattoos, at least not visible ones. And it wasn't that she was gonna get like a face tattoo of like a dildo or something. It was just like a small thing around her wrist. It was like very dainty and and I was like, even if there is an industry that has like a resounding um culture of no tattoos, you could still find places where your tattoos will be welcome. But above that is, do you really want to work for a place that won't accept you for who you are in your entirety? And that's the question of the ages is, okay, this is who I am is one thing versus I'm going to be this person petulantly and not grow versus, and this is just like a whole freaking can of worms that I just opened up in my brain. So it comes down to, you know, do you want to work at a place that is conservative? Okay, that's great. Then yes, you're gonna have to either postpone the tattoo or cover it up. That's fine too, as long as it comes from an authentic place. Now, if you want to be someone who has tattoos that are visible and they shine who you are and you don't want to cover them up, you can find your place. There will always be a place for you. And if you can't find it, you can build it. You can be the one that builds that new path of, hey, We're lawyers with tattoos. You know what? If you don't have a tattoo, you can't come work for me. Like, you can create the culture. You can create whatever the fuck you want in this planet. But basing something, life decision off of what other people are going to say, do, or comment or think, that is where the inauthenticity comes in. Now, there are just some places that will not have tattoos, right? Let's just say that there's a profession that does not want you to have a tattoo. Okay. Again, if you want to be in that profession and you're okay with covering it up and you're just like, no, but it's my destiny to be at this place, and that's fine. I'll cover it up. That's not a big deal. I'm okay with that. Then, as long as it's authentic, which I know I'm repeating it, but I want to hammer it in that you can go to places that will have you cover up parts of yourself so long as it is coming from you and not out of fear that you cannot find a place that will allow you to reveal who you are. There's a difference. Okay. The other piece of it is, would you even really want to go somewhere that won't let you be you? Like, if you believe, like, hey, and I'm picking on tattoos because for the longest time when I was younger, that was like the taboo thing to have in most industries, right? I mean, now you go to the bank and somebody has a fucking neck tattoo. It's not the same culture, but this is what I grew up with when it was like taboo, right? So that's why I'm picking on it. But you have this thing where you're like, I have these tattoos and I want to go work in this industry and but I cannot find a place. I'm gonna have to cover it up and not be myself. Is that really a place that you want to be? I think about being on social media and people covering up their tattoos, like, or censoring their words. You know, are you trying to attract the people who want you to censor? Are those your people? Is that your crowd? Like, that's why I swear like a trucker on here, because you know what? If you're gonna be bitching and moaning about my swearing, you cannot be my friend because I'm going to continue to swear. Like, that's how I am. Like, obviously, I'm not gonna do it in front of tiny babies. At least I try not to. But you know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna censor myself just to get you to like me, you know? Now, what's the flip side of that? Is being belligerent in who you are and saying, this is who I am, take it or leave it. If you don't like me at my worst, you can't handle me at my best. And there is a drop of truth to that. But there's also understanding that sometimes things that you do are hurtful. That's another area that you have to contend with, like being a fucking jackass, like being rude, okay? Being one of those people who, gives the truth, even if it hurts. Like, okay, that's who you want to be, fine, wonderful, but I'll tell you this, you're gonna have a hard time of it. Being hurtful, you're gonna have a hard time of it. When it affects other people and their emotions and their thing, it's gonna be an uproad battle for you. And, especially if you're in a relationship, you don't get to just stay who you are. Relationships are about growing emotionally, spiritually, psychologically. And maybe you find somebody who accepts your rudeness, but what does that say about that person? What does that say about that person? So there's being authentic is multifaceted. Being authentic is not just, oh, this is who I am, take it or leave it. It's about considering the decisions that you make. It's about considering the people around you and, who do you really want to surround yourself with? And I can't answer that for you. You have to go deep within, journal, pray, meditate. I love the trifecta and find out, is this decision for me? Is this decision really about being who I am authentically? And, I'm sorry, I'm not going to do the video for for the podcast. I mean, my YouTube has video because I like being on camera. I do. But to me, it takes a lot out of me to like dress up, set the camera, set the lighting. Like that takes a lot out of me. So I film like three or four at a time so that I can, get a good chunk of content in one go. But if I had to do this every fucking day, if I had to do this, like just, and maybe there's a way I can set it up. Maybe I figure that out. Maybe I find a way to be authentic and have you guys see my musty, crusty, dusty self here and share with you guys in an authentic fashion with video. Then I don't know. Maybe that's my path in the future. But for right now, we're going to keep it audio. We're going to keep it pushing. We're going to keep it 100% Andy. All right, guys. Love you. Bye. All right. Now I forget where the button is. Okay. Bye.